Fire up the Sonic. Still love this track. Okay, we have a window. A window for artistic productivities. Going through ancient history. Getting there now, catching up to present day. Okay, we're in between here and here in the timeline. It's so helpful to have these little time limits you give yourself. In the morning, such a short window. I think I went for an hour. That's my sleep time that I give up for this project, for this goal. Yeah, I'm not feeling like I will get too much benefit out of noodling too much the various particles here. I did desaturate them. I think that's still worth coming back and doing a little bit more maybe, but some small cleanup opportunities abound. For instance, the random nature of this particle spatter sent particles way out there. You know, that's way out of orbit. We don't need them way over there. And some of these are bound to be way too saturated. There you go. Maybe a little saturation, but make them dark. Okay. And another thing that we should try is Scroll Reaper. What's going on, bud? I keep getting your go live notifications. I'm glad you're streaming. Are you working on your stuff? I haven't checked out your VODs, unfortunately. We're just making slow and steady progress on this thing. Uh-oh, I got an interloper. Hi, Robbie.
Can I open this?
Do you want me to open this for you?
Yeah.
Okay, but you have to sit in my lap for 1 minute. Come here. Oh, okay.
Remember that one's mine.
Yeah, I'll open it for you. Oh, you're covered in sand. Covered in wet sand. Okay. Okay, you can get down now. Say bye-bye. Is it good? It's good? It's bubble water. That's just, it's just a lot of carbonated water for the kiddos and myself. Probably about the healthiest thing I can drink. They see all the adults drinking it, so it's like, it must be good, it must be special. Okay. So we've introduced these particles that sort of like give that oomph of like impact and explosion. But one fun effect I like to do that I think could help is there is this thing called the zoom blur, where we can designate where, yeah, I think that's the right. That's the right idea. Should we zoom in or zoom out? Yeah, zoom in looks good. How much? That's too much. Yeah, I liked it where it was. 6%. Just enough to make it out. Squirrel Reaper, let me poll you if you're still hanging out. Do you care if like we see like the chat? Is that important? I could see that it like might be good or might be bad. Like, do you care? Like, I don't mind having it there for like posterity. Although half the time it ends up being one of those like best followers on. People usually seem to prefer it up. Interesting. I suppose if I was streaming and I had something to say and I couldn't see it, I might have an opinion about that. I'll give it a trial go. Let's find a sweet spot for it to exist. That's not too crazy. Theoretically, you can zoom in and see that, but every day we stream a little bit different. Oh, nope, there it went away. It means I have to... What should I do with that then? I guess there's like overlays. I know that if I minimize, adjust, and move some of these things around, it'll come back. So let's try that for now. Ooh, even here. Hide that. Is this the way? Oh, it doesn't want to do that. Interesting. Wonder how I would keep that up. Well, Scroll Reaper, I'll put that on the to-do list. Figure out a way to get that up. Obviously, there's a way. You get those plugins, right? So. And now I lost it. Oh, you're helping a bud? Good. Okay, so the smack particles have a little same sort of zoom blur effect. Makes sense. Yeah, it feels good. That's feeling impactful. It's amazing the color difference from the monitor that I'm drawing on versus my new laptop is I remember when I bought this monitor, it was like the most advanced thing that I had. Of course, that was 8 years ago now. And looking at the new MacBook laptop, it's just... It makes it look like mud by comparison. I don't even think it's at full brightness. It's crazy. All right. We keep going. We're kind of in the... in a very fun stage where we do the focusing almost exclusively on finishing effects and special effects, and I'm here for it. Hey, man. This is one of those fun streams. You were wondering how to always keep the chat always on top. Well, as I was shifting back and forth in my like the chat from OBS is good reference for me, but simply pulling it down into my monitor space down here, it wasn't being persistent because of the how the focus would shift to different apps. It would just disappear, unfortunately. So, which I think it's sort of doing as it thinks it should. Maybe there was a always float. Oh, tasks. This is all about screen reader announcers. Go messages. Interesting. Chat appearance. What is this? Oop. Timestamp for new messages. You can get something called Power Toys, and it's an official Windows app. Oh. Well, I'm on a Mac, so. But there's a way. I'll figure it out. I spent some time. Yeah. Don't hate me, you know. The Mac hate is okay. I was in my youth a Windows guy, and then I got into like wedding video editing and stuff like that, and a lot of those were on like Avid systems, and Final Cut Pro was a new thing where it was like, ooh, it's a cheaper version of an Avid. Final Cut Pro ran on Mac. That's when I got into Macs. I started, then my next job after that was a computer Mac repairman. I had to learn how to, operate and troubleshoot a Mac. And after that, it sort of just made sense to stick with it. And people can be, if there are negative opinions about Apple stuff, that doesn't, I think some of the negativity is well justified, but the I've when I buy drawing products, I buy the Wacom stuff. It lasts a long time. Like, I get my money's worth out of this stuff. I'll get 8 to 10 years out of every device I buy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sensitive. I'm defensive about the Mac stuff. No, I will. I will find it. I will find it. Okay, let's get some of that fun blur effect on this fire. See what happens. Yeah. That's cool. It's so much more energetic to see it. Now, something that's happening is the blur is taking down the opacity of it. All right, bud. See if you can spark a recommendation, so to speak. And so now it sort of behooves us to sort of go in and see if we can't enhance some of those blurred out bits. Again, coming back to the spark here. Subtle, but just making it a little more emphasized. looking decent. I think this fire needs a little brightenizing. At least at the core. Gonna race out. Maybe it really did need more than I thought. I like that colorfulness. Okay. So funny. Balancing the color and the brightness. Really tricky, but I like that. Okay. I think I'm ready to delve, if you will. Delve with me into the phase where we start messing around with some of this. Now, back in the day, we made these wonderful design shading layers and ambient occlusion. We can see what those look like here in their raw form. Transitioning from black to white, so we have all these values of tone, but treating that as positive and negative information that can influence some of these layer modes. Now I'll confess a little bit. This is the confessional booth where I would not be the guy to give a rundown on what the difference between a screen layer mode versus an overlay versus a multiply. I have a good working experience of what I can sort of expect when those things are on, but I'm often surprised, and surprised how often I'm surprised. So let's add that to the to-do list too. Figure out what these things actually mean and do. But I know that we took the time to organize and create those options weeks ago. Let's see what happens when we take that information and sort of curate it to our dutifully rendered scene with color and light, but color and light that hasn't yet exactly been designed with composition yet. We can use this as a bit of a shortcut. Not a shortcut. I don't want to say we're doing it that way, but the latitude we'll have will be interesting. I definitely like how it can look. If we take the design shading, setting it to overlay, And then just seeing how that affects, you know, and we're only going to keep what looks good and possibly helps us. But starting with the design shading, bringing in those effects. So we can see the difference with that on and off for the Stalfos. This was it previously. This was just our color that we did the hard way. The old, my little calculation method with the RGB sliders. Now if we apply the design shading to it, we can get a sense of like where we want the eye to go. Now there's trade-offs here, where I think I'm seeing some things a little too bright or whatever. But overall, I think it's sort of enhancing the focus, as opposed to, like, if we turn it off, the skeleton looks good, but I'm not sure where on the skeleton to put my eyes. Here, it's a little bit more clear. So that's sort of what I'm bringing in right now. Same deal now. Off. Oops, sorry. Same thing here. This is off. So it's darker overall, but this was our original color. Turning it back on, we can see that there was an intention to have the light spreading across his form, really sort of bringing focus to this. And I like it, I gotta be honest, I think it looks good. So that's there, that still looks good. Link still looks good here. What's next? Okay, the skeleton in the background. Turning that one on. Just slightly more dramatic. Kind of cool. Action is kind of insane. Even the BMOS had a treatment. Let's see it. Yeah. So this is before, then after. Before, after. Just using information that we created weeks ago, but set aside, held in reserve. Now coming back to sort of help us. What's all this? Oh, okay, so these are the new fire layers. Tricky thing about blend modes in Painter and sometimes in Photoshop is they don't always collapse well. I'm going to label them a little bit better. But if I try to simplify that by, well, let's just see if I tried collapsing all of them. So these are all the fire layers. You can see there's a change. What is that dark bit? That doesn't make sense. What is that helping? Can I erase that? Just cut it out. Okay. Well, that did it. You know what? I'll flatten it anyway. Because I like to live dangerously. There's nothing for always on top mode. That's okay. It can be a plugin or something. I mean, when you view this, you can see the chat, however, right? On your own monitor, like the stream. Because I know I can see that on Twitch. What would a little motion blur do? Not a ton. Not a ton. About just a little. Through your video, you don't see chat, yeah. I will solve this thing. We'll make it happen. Okay, that's looking good. A little bit of fire blur. Okay. I forgot that the bats even had their own treatment. Let's turn that on. That's a little too dark. Let's dial that back significantly. Maybe even more. So it barely does anything. Let's see what else. This waterfall is awesome. However, this jagged little step, I think, is not helping. What if we did a little motion blur on that? That looks like a 86 degrees, 87. this into this a little bit. All right, I like that fine. A lot of layers here. And apparently even in the background I have a design layer. What does this do? Sort of darkens. I like some of what that's doing. Yeah, but only some. Okay. All right, what else now? Well, we also have these lovely ambient occlusion layers. Now these are, you know, a little hit and miss sometimes. But if I set these to multiply, I think they should, again, darken things that would possibly be in shadow. And then the white just won't do much. So let's see what happens when we hit that. I don't necessarily see that as bad. Let's temper that a bit. You know, I'm okay with putting this stuff in the dark category, edgy. Let's just make the image cool. Enhance coolness. And then boom. Oh, that's a little much. A little bit. I think might help. Okay. That's a little much. I mean a lot. Ah, that's set to overlay. Let's make that multiply. And that's way too much, so let's cut it back. Yeah, I think just a little bit helps. Okay. Here on the Stalfos, set to multiply. Let's see where this goes. Okay, potentially cool. Too dark, though. Coolness, though. Okay. Alright. Even the BMOS had some ambient occlusion. Let's see what that does. That really models it. With a bit too much emphasis. Yeah. That much feels balanced enough. What's left? Okay, the background had some ambient occlusion. Let's see what that looks like. It's there. Bit much. Cut it back a bit. Just enough subtle input. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. Okay. Now, I was already aware that I wanted to do this, but the atmosphere now is feeling like it's too much where it is. I also remembered that there was it's almost a fun sense like is that too much? I like the idea that there might be something hinting at like the space might feel more grand if there was something that felt like high above, there was something letting in some of that blue light. I think I do like that. Here I am, I have doing a quick second to turn off my Google Drive. We don't need that updating in the middle of the stream. Okay, so far this is looking cool. You know what might be fun is to see a bit of an effect of... What if we turn off the lines? Let's just go through one by one and turn them off. What that'll do is it'll basically give us a painting Or like what we would think of as a real painting. Everything but the lines. You know, that's kind of cool. I'm going to turn them back on. The aesthetic is not lineless for me right now. We lost Link's pupils, of course. And you can see the lines do a lot. They definitely help organize the thinking. Some of this stuff looks like decently modeled, though. It's cool to see that. Okay, BMOS has some lines. Turn those off. Definitely some work being carried with those lines. And then the background lines. Make those go away. We still have some structure. You know, but makes a difference. Far away though. Okay, let's get all those lines back on, but when we turn them back on, what if we only bring them back as much as we need them? Okay, I don't feel like that's too bad. BMOS lines, those aren't bugging me. But put them at 90%. See if we can live with that. This skeleton's lines, you know. You know, it doesn't have to be 0, but maybe it's not 100. Try it like that. Link lines, we definitely know we need those eyeballs back. Okay, so that's there. And Link is the focus of the piece, so let's not forget that either. But maybe we put him in 95 and see if anybody notices. I mean, this is just a fun experiment. What can we get away with? What do we need? Alright. A lot of lines. But even at 50%, I'm okay with that. Maybe Link doesn't need as many either. Can we get him to 60? We might need them for the eyes. I'll come back and I'll make sure the eyes get the representation. Sort of do that now, I suppose. Get the exact amount we feel we need. That's cool. You know what is also cool? Is I'm not sure I missed the lines at all on the sword. So that's cool. I really like that. So there's the lines for the sword. Doing almost nothing. I need them to. Let's take those to 10%. Yeah. Won't lose any sleep over that, that's for sure. Link's hand might need those lines as to as well, because now that hand isn't looking as buttoned up. We don't need any I don't need any AI allegations. Feel like the fingers look weird. It's AI. All right. Here, let's take those down. See what we think. 50% maybe? Can we get away with it? Maybe 60. Fun to see it. Okay, keys. That's full lines. What can we get away with? $60? Yeah. Oh, not bad. Feels good. Save that. And now I definitely don't want to over-index on the atmosphere more than is needed either. So let's check some of that. It's almost better with all that light off. It's kind of funny. That's cool to see. I'm glad I had some of these light. The effect of the laser light on the background is its own separate layer. Let's see what happens if we mess with that stuff. Oh, it's already at 70%, 71%. Fool around a bit. I don't like it. The stone light. The effect of the fire on the background maybe can be minimized. Or double down on it. Nah. I don't think I did that good of a job on it. The waterfall mist. If it's set to screen, and then I hit it with the burn. That mist doesn't have to be anywhere we don't want it to be. Same thing here, the atmosphere around the BMOS. It's a little saturated. It's fun. Feels good. Uh-huh. Kind of feeling like we're getting there. I like going in now. Now that all the hard work is done, it's fun to like go in and look how cool it is. It's kind of insane. Mm-hmm. Kind of feel like the face needs a little, like it needs it. I don't know if it needs it, but little some things. Like I don't know if I love the way the laser light is playing on the hair. I'm not very good at coloring hair. That's fucking tricky. Let me mess around with some other small things. But we are closely approaching the fun sleep on it phase. A very important phase. Important, I think, to oh, that's cool. I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool. setting the layer mode to dissolve is giving it this gritty texture. I'm not sure it's visible even on the camera. But it's giving it a little bit of vibrancy, which I appreciate. It should be possible now to soften that, but only as much as needed. Yeah. Giving it a little fun variation. Definitely need a little bit more something. Hang on. Okay. Burn it out a little bit. It's feeling pretty cool. There's a section here. Basically, the structure here almost looks too bright. I wonder if I can burn into that too. Seemed to work okay. Chat went dead, but making good progress. The skeletons guy back here, this hand area looks a little... I should probably sleep on it, but... What if I dodged it out? And I think if that's an overlay mode. So if I burn into this, that might give a little bit of that shading effect. Maybe that's all it needs. We have more tricks up our sleeve, too. Huh. I don't know if we need it all like that, but... subtle, but I like it. Pretty cool. I think I'm comfortable in saying I'd love to noodle with Link's hair. A little bit more than has been. So that's the color. Okay. That kind of be it for now. Kind of loving it. That's the danger zone. I'm like gonna be blind to things that should be obvious. So I think this puts us in a good place as far as let's get to the let's sleep on it stage, huh? Actually, looking at this now, there is a bit more. Scroll, I'm glad you're there, man. The hey, Lugini. It's been a while, I think. Welcome. Well, like, well, no one's talking. I'll just finish up, and now people are chatting. So, take a nap. Let the tones of my voice bore you to sleep. Right now, I'm thinking we're at the potential for getting. How's the painting going? You tell me. I think it is going well, but I have to calorie overload. Good for you. What did you eat? I'm not a food obsessed person, but there's an amazing pho restaurant down the street from my parents' house that I reserve on special occasions. And you know, we all have our enchiladas. I was about to say, I'm like, it's either Asian or Mexican. I'm a Mexican food guy. I can't help it. All right, so let's look at this. So one thing that I like to do here, let's even remove my hideous face. Okay. Well, we can see all the wondrous glory. I mean, I'm itching to say it's done and be done with it, but there isn't a rush. Okay? Let's look at some of these things. You know. Here's my strategy for this at this moment. Here's what I'm thinking. Is I'm going to save this out JPEG style. Put it up as my wallpaper on my desktops so that I have to look at it every day. Passively looking at it. And if I can live with that for a week without making any changes, then it's done. That'll be that. How does that sound? Sound good? So I think that is a strategy, because we must learn from the lessons of the past. And one of my lessons from the past is I have been in the past, often because I'm forced to rush things out, that I'm a little used to saying, you know, time's up, ship it. And I'm not sure if that's the case for my little pet project. I did that on the Land Mola sketch, The land mola sketch was done, posted it, you know. But then I noticed things that I wanted to fix. It's too late at that point. Well, you know, it's digital. You can go back and do more stuff later. But you know, we learn from the past here. We have a link to the past here. You know, just a little bit more lineage on Link's head, I think, is appropriate, especially in the hair. Let me do that real quick tweak. One of my old teachers said that the hair can provide some of the darkest darks. And if we're missing out on that, then the ghost of my teacher is going to come back and haunt me. Yeah. It is like that, where you say it's done, and then you notice. That's when you notice. You ever do watercolor painting? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've dabbled. I could, I'll cop to dabbling. Hairlines. Have I done any good ones? I mean, I really like watercolor. Recently started it, and probably my favorite way to sketch now. Are you an artist, Hey Lugini? I don't know if I picked up on that before. So is Scroll Reaper. Scroll Reaper is a, you're an iffy artist. Okay. Well, there's no judgment here. Quick sketch, then watercolor, then color with watercolor. I'm an aficionado. I'm a aficionado of, this stuff is a little 18 plus, but let's see if I can. Oh, do I dare pull up my figure drawings? Let's try, see if we can delve into the archives. Do I have the archives? Socials. Here we go. First rule to art is to have fun. Yes. If you can find a tool that feels like it's an extension of your subconscious or your consciousness, then do it. Do it, do it, do it. We'll see if Instagram will let me into my own account. No, it won't. That's funny. Let's find out if Instagram shadow banned me. That's not too bad. Okay, yeah. Here we go. We can hype myself up a little bit on stream. Halo says that, yeah, that's part of the reason I'm enjoying painting. Takes away all the impossibly hard pencil rendering. LMAO. These, alright, nudity may offend some, but this stream is for, leave me alone. Alright, never mind. I've done many figure drawings because, using pen and an ink wash is a very effective way of making a beautiful shaded figure drawing, and I had an affinity for that process. Careful with nips and tips, yes. Yeah, Instagram has their nuances of the well, you know, women go through enough. Don't need to make it harder for them. But it's hard to abide the hypocrisy of the internet babysitters. All right, let's save this version. I'm feeling good. Okay, we have a saved version. Now, let's get reckless. Let's mess around. So this is a happily saved out version we don't have to be precious with. We don't have to be precious about it. I feel like this is too big. Let me shrink myself down. We all know I look good. All right, here we go. What might be fun? Actually, Photoshop is better for this stuff. Let's go into Photoshop. Yes, I'm still in the Photoshop realm with much of my professional work. Ignore all this stuff. That is work you're not supposed to see. Okay. Twitch has it worse. Streams get clapped for artistic nudity. Dude, if I could get away with doing figure drawing streams on Twitch, I'd explode. I'm not like the best, but they're, you know, we do. I've been known to make a splash when I do some figure drawing. Some of the best figure drawing artists in the world have come over across the room to give me compliments on my work. And that's all I'll say now. I have to remember to exercise a little humility. Oh, you know what I don't love? Here. The lines here on the shield. Way more intense than they need to be. Right? Because that looks like it's... I mean, the shield, the color, the tone on... the rendering on the shield, it's not quite right. But also, like, we don't just slavishly, like, render things in ways that, you know... It doesn't have to look like everything was copied from a photograph. I've been meaning to bring this up, but there's an artist whom we, as artists, probably know of. Boris Vallejo, who was, he may be deceased now. Can I find, maybe he's not. Oh, that's terrible. But his works are so good, and yet they stumble, and I am not a I'm a stumbler myself, so that, again, not to be the beckoner of judgment, but I feel like sometimes he goes too far with the rendering where it shouldn't be needed, whereas Frank Frazetta has it's so hard to find a yeah, but Frazetta has like the can I please just look at an image? The internet becomes more and more unusable by the day. Okay, this actually has his signature on it, so I'm going to take it at face value that it is what it purports to be. But there's a tendency to render unimportant details. So, and I'm not sure if it's like an autopilot thing, but like more control could be given to focusing on like the focal point of the composition, whereas almost everything he painted feels like it's an exercise in look how well I can make it look exactly like the photo I'm referencing. So the eye just sort of hops around because this bracelet is treated with the same level of integrity as this one. It's like, which ankle bracelet is more important? Well, this one theoretically should be more important than this one, but we don't really get a sense of that at all. Which step is more important? You know, he does a good job here of sort of having that, but everything else should be clearly subordinate to the focus of the thing. Frazetta never misses on that. He was so economical. Almost to a fault. But Frazetta never painted what he knew he could rely on his audience for doing with their own imagination. Similar-ish subject here. I pull this over. Let's close that out. If I click here, will we see what we want to see, or will it just be a bunch of ads? Of course, I can never actually see what we're trying to actually see. The more I zoom in, the smaller it gets. What is this new world we live in? That really I would kill for that feature. Does anybody know of a plugin where it's just like show me the picture that I'm trying to actually look at? It's so funny. Here we go. There's lots of stuff to look at, but there's no, like, if your eye wanders away, it quickly comes back because the focus is so controlled. You can wander away and you just come back. There's no question as to what's important on any one of these things. There's an extension for Chrome called Images. It might be for Safari as well. Well, I use Chrome because Chrome is good. Or Chrome is handy because I can use it to sync across my devices. You know, Boris would have rendered out all the little rings of Saturn and everything. Every little stone in the bridge. All these different things. Rosetta knew the power of the the imagination. Rosetta probably knocked this out in 6 to 8 hours. That'd be my guess. Just looking at the work that I see in it, how economical it is. Whereas Boris, and I love Boris. I've done many Boris Vallejo. Yeah. Holy fucking shit! Do you guys hear this? Please stop. It interrupted the music. No, we don't have storm warnings. This is, sorry, not to be sassy to you. It's not a storm warning. It is a silver alert. Missing endangered adult. And, yeah, silver alert for the, for an elderly person who's gone missing or something. Thoughts and prayers for them and everybody in the Category 4 storm, hurricane that is barreling down on Florida. I have relatives in Naples that are hopefully doing okay. Thoughts go to them. Thoughts and prayers. Let's see here. Okay, the music's dead. The whole... What the heck? Yeah, now it's going through the mic. Jesus Christ. How do I make this work? Connect again, please. All right. Take it on faith that things aren't gonna be too screwy. Oh, look, it's over scanning again. God damn it. Can't do anything with Photoshop without it changing the way it works. Who's there? Here we go. Flick panning. No, thank you. Hey, buddy. Do you want to turn on the light? Or do you like it spooky?
I want to turn on the light.
Can you turn on the light? It's by the door. If you want to turn on the light. My son is sort of joining. You can go up there, bud.
I'm going to take this.
Okay, see if you can do it. If you want me to hold it, I'll pass it to you up there.
Mm.
Yeah, here. Give it to me. I'll pass it to you. You climb up. There's a, one day I'll show it, but there's a,
You didn't actually skip a bar.
I think you can do it. There's a fun built-in cubby. So where I am right now, I'm actually in my old bedroom at my parents' house because I come here with my kids when I need their help to babysit while I'm working. I finished my work early, which is why I'm streaming, and it's fun to be in my old bedroom. Of course, it's like a guest bedroom now, but I stuck an office into it too. But there's this old built-in cubby structure that I used to use as a playhouse, and now my son and daughter like to get up there and have fun. So here you go, bud. You like it? There you go. So these are fun things to... Fun moments to treasure. Okay, so some things that we can do that we haven't messed around with that might yield some interesting results.
Take all the art stuff down and put some more another.
You can do anything.
Stuff.
Yeah. You can do anything you want. So we can do dodge and burn directly onto these layers in Photoshop. And remember, we're experimenting here, so none of this is permanent. I just want to see what the effects could be.
I'm gonna put these in another empty layer.
Oh yeah, that's good, bud. Brightening that up. I like that. Before.
All of them in another layer. That means you can climb up and go in.
After. Like, I feel like that helped it, you know?
You're a little. Did you when you were a kid and you were getting down from here? Did you jump down from here all the way to there?
Yeah, not when I was your age. When I was a little bit older than you, I would jump down from there. So that has a cool look. And I think I'd like to do that too. Here.
Is this the ladder? Can you decorate it?
You can decorate the ladder. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can draw on it. Yeah, buddy, you can do anything you want up there.
It is old.
It is old. You can do anything you want up there. Anything you want. Oh, it smells like my. That's a fun bit of home. It smells like my mom is making tacos or something. I'm nothing if not grateful for my parents' help. Bring back a little bit of those bats. Yeah, I don't care about that silly thing. Aww. Okay. What if we... Yeah. I know it's can be a little cheap, but we did the hard work of making everything done the hard way. You know, we didn't. I don't mind using a little dodge and burn after you've already gone and done things the hard way first. Just using it a little bit now too. That's too much.
What? I found to add some of my topping instead.
Definitely liking this. And
Did you I'm gonna put it all.
The BMOS. Let's try.
Why not? Can't choose it.
No, I like that the way it is. That's good. Now the link getting overall brighter is great, but I'm losing some of that intensity. Let's bring some of it back, the little burn. You found an old cashew? How did that get there? Is that your old cashew?
Dad, I need the toilet.
You need the toilet? Can I help you get down? How about I get you down? That's looking kind of cool. Hold on. Come on, bud. Can you come over here? A little bit closer, I'll carry you down. Can you come around a little bit? Help yourself, and then I'll help you.
Okay, on the ladder.
Yeah, get on the ladder, and then I'll carry you down. I can't reach you up there. You up? All right, Mr. Tickles. Now I want you to go downstairs and go potty on the toilet. Okay? I can't come, but you tell Shasha you need to go. Okay? Okay, buddy. Thank you. All right. Wish you luck. I'll save your spot. Wish him luck. A little potty time. Got to be subtle with this stuff. But I am liking it. If I flatten all of Link's lines, what does that do? Of course, it gives us this weird outer halo that no one wants, so poop on that. Huh. Weird. Tiny things to fix. I'm definitely digging the progress. If we copy the entire image, paste it on top of itself, and mess around with some of these things, what will happen? That is so cool. Look how crazy that is. You know. Yeesh. That's the normal mode, but I still like the normal mode. Let's play around the levels. Like I'm not a genius with like color correcting and things. We all know I'm way more colorblind than an artist should have a right to be. Does any of this help? Barely makes a difference. Let's mess around a little bit with some of these other things. Brightness, contrast, and so forth. What can we do that actually feels like it improves? Just getting a thumbnail view of it. Oh, I don't know. I'm liking things a lot. Like that's not drastically different. Stuff like that, you know, you would want to reserve it for the for like the final touches. Let's ignore super smart filters and stuff, but sometimes I mess around with surface blur effects. Before Adobe put their grubby hands on all the cool things. Some of this stuff is useful for getting like a more painted look. But my desire for that aesthetic is so tempered now with my disdain for generative AI content that I now love the grit in the brushstrokes that, you know, shows the artist's hand. It's never been more important. Okay, so we don't do that. What else could happen? Sharpen? Sharpen the whole image? What just happened there? Can we see any effect of that? And I can see that like some touch-ups in the face are due. Sharpen more. Whoa. No. Unsharp mask. Ooh, smart sharpen. What was that? What does this do? It's a little bit much. Although it looks good at a distance. At a distance, you really can't appreciate much of what it's doing. Which kind of means there's no reason to use it. But... cool. Reduce that noise. Where it reduces noise, like I can see some good usefulness. On future projects, but you know, again, you know, let's embrace the human touch, huh? So that's okay. Let's see here. Sometimes these are cool. The tilt shift. I mean, stuff like this just always looks rad. Just ideas. Just ideas. High quality, sure. Yeah, I'll say that I can't tell much of what that's doing that's improving anything. I'll leave the gimmicks at home. Let's turn that back on and just turn that tilt shift off. Go back in time. There we go. What else? What else to mess around with? Vibrance? Do we like these things? Oh, it's like a saturation. Huh. Kind of psychedelic. You know. Oh, that's cool. That's the black and white version. Looks good. Something happened to the nose on Link. That's interesting. Is that something you guys can see that I don't see very well? Dude, that's rad. You could make a like a blacklight painting out of that. How rad. Do I prefer that? I don't know. I mean, no, but it's cool to see it. Okay. Huh. It's fun to mess around. Well, let's see what auto tone and... Oh, that's cool. I kind of like that. That's something I never forget to check is the auto tone, auto contrast, auto color. Auto tone I kind of like. I feel like it's doing a good job of picking a palette. Come on in. Hey, bud. I'm streaming.
GG. Oh, this looks great. I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, kind of does look good. We're in the like finishing touches stage.
Mm-hmm.
Where so I'm gonna like I'm just gonna save this out and I'll like put it as my wallpaper for a bit.
Yeah.
And let it like let all the little f ups like sink in over time.
Just
yeah.
jump out at you.
Yeah. Like when I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up to it tomorrow and I'll have to look at it and I'll be like, I see things I need to fix.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I'll do something like that. But
yeah,
so,
it makes sense.
Yeah, so I think this is for the next week. This will be like I can see like I want to like take down the lines here a little bit.
Right.
But like I can see that now, and there's like a little edge, something right there on his cheek, the eyes I want to get darker.
Yeah.
But like I want to let all that like really sink in so I really get the stuff that is important to me.
Nice.
Yeah. And so this is I just did a so this was it before I brought it into Photoshop. And then this is with just like auto tone correcting or something like that. And I think it's
kind of worked.
Yeah, I'm like, but it's like still all my stuff. These are just like, photo filters and whatnot.
But no, I think adding that touch of blue really like makes the red.
Yeah, exactly. It really helps set off like it makes a sort of like a dual or it makes it feel like there's better decision making.
Yeah.
With like.
And you decided to use the Photoshop filters.
Perfect. It's not generative AI, so I'll.
Looks good.
Thank you, man. So, all right, the Meister has spoken. So, this is a good spot for us to sort of save out a version. How do I do all this? Yeah. Let's do a little save as. Ooh, version 20. It's good for it. And let's do a JPEG. I think that is the best way. It's a big old thing. So I'm going to set this to be the wonderful wallpaper for the rest of the week. Let it sink in. Let it stew a little bit. Let the juices simmer. At the end of the week, what we can live with will be what we ultimately post, and what gets fixed is what I couldn't live with. So it feels like a good way to go about it. Now, most important part, let's make a thumbnail. Thumbnail land. How do we do this? go. Can we do a funny expression? Huh? And it's kind of rad. All right, that'll work out. So let's see if I can do. This is something I need to get better about. Because people just take pictures of their damn screens these days. You know, why can't I do that? I'll do that with my little stylus. That's kind of cool. Might look like that. You know. Who knows? It might be cringe or it'll look cool when I post it, so that'll be something. A little bit of a preview. A little bit of a preview. Okay, let's call it a stream. We've done enough. We've done enough hard work today. Anybody who's listening, thanks for joining. And I will... Oh, wait. If you made it this far, because I do upload these VODs to YouTube, like and subscribe, comment and share, and I'll see you next time. All right. Adios.